Hi everybody, and welcome to the second Q&A video for October. Well, okay, this is the second Q&A video, but this is the one for October. I'd like to thank everyone for submitting questions, including the last-minute questions that I quick pulled off of the podcast email. Thank you to the anonymous person who submitted those at the last minute, because you asked to remain anonymous. So these will be last, by the way. Just want to put that out there. But anyway, I got a decent amount of questions this time, not as many as the first time. So there are plenty of things to talk about, and I do have plenty of things to go through. So we have a wide variety of things to talk about, so let's get started. So these first two questions were from Cap, my one fan, because they were left in the comments section, so you can't really stay anonymous with that one. Sorry about that, buddy. The first question is, if I had a bodyguard, what would they look like, and would they have any certain powers or skills? It's actually a good question. They would kind of look like, I would say, Gohan from the high school era of Dragon Ball Z, sort of mixed with Goku, in terms of like physical appearance. That way, you know, they could at least look the part, that they look menacing, but at the same time, you wouldn't expect them to be the bodyguard. As far as powers, flight. Definitely something that I'd like them to have. Intangibility would be another one. Like they could just go invisible or just stick their hands through stuff would be pretty cool. Other than that, not really. Skills, I can think of a good one. Perfect vision. And I don't mean like 20/20 vision. I mean like where you could see like far off objects before they even get closer to you. That would be pretty cool. So, yeah, that would pretty much be what that would be. But, yeah, that's about if I had a bodyguard, what it would be. Though, I'm plenty big, as you can see. I'm more menacing looking on my own, apparently, that nobody really wants to mess with me, so to speak. So, I don't really have to worry too much about that. At least not in the long part, anyway. I don't really have to worry too much about somebody wanting to mess with me, as it were. Because I'm sort of already big, and I look like a freaking football player. There you go. The next question is, if I had my own specialized weapon, what would it be? Good question. It would either be a sword. No, okay, I can't really get to it. It'd be like a sword, basically. Definitely one that would be, actually, no, it'd be a perfect thing. It'd be a specialized weapon. It'd be a hilt. That I could just hold in my hand. That would basically form whatever blade I would choose. Like a blade of air, water, fire, lightning, something like that. So that it's literally just a stick that I'm holding. Think Kuwabara's spirit sword, or the piece of the spirit sword that he was using to generate his. Something like that. Could cut through anything. It could stop anything. Could obliterate stuff. It would be kick-ass, basically. It'd be kick-ass. So, yeah. It would be either that or like a fist. Like a gauntlet type thing that I could just use to, like, completely crush a mountain in two, or create a crevice or a massive crater the size of Texas, something like that. Either way, that'd be a specialized weapon I would like to have. Okay, next question. I saw that you have something new coming. What is it? When can we expect it? I kind of figured this was going to come up. So, the new thing. I can't delve too deep into it. Because I am planning a channel update video. So I can't delve too deep into what it is. But suffice it to say, it is going to be a new video series. Not actually just one, but I'm actually looking at like maybe 2 to 3 new video series that are going to be coming out. This also, though, means that there's going to be something that's going to be leaving, and like I said, it's going to be in a channel update video, so there is that coming forward. But I can give like a little tidbit of a taste, if you want. So one of the things is going to be a newer review of certain things. Because reviewing something is one of the things that I really want to try to get back into on my channel, I have done almost 100 rant videos and very few review videos. In fact, we actually looked at it. The numbers are way off. Here's rant and here is reviews. They're just way different from what you would expect. So I'm kind of hoping to not have that be a main issue, but it's going to be another type of review specialized onto one category. And that's about all I'm going to say for now. Sorry, I'm still keeping it under wraps. Suffice it to say, it will be coming out next year. This isn't going to be something that's going to be popping up like in November or December. It's coming out next year. Beyond a doubt, it's next year. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody. It's next year. Okay. What is my favorite anime from this new season? So far, I am loving Gridman. SSSS.Gridman. In fact, I have seen all 3 episodes so far, and I actually watched episode 3 this past week dubbed. Somebody had it up dubbed, and I'm like, oh, this is like a fan-made dub or something. Then I look it up, and I'm like, oh my god, there's a dub. There's a simultaneous dub going. Now, I probably remember reading that in one of the topics for the podcast, and it just skipped my mind, because I was watching it subbed. I watched the first 2 subbed. I was fine with it. The sub already had me hooked, and here the dub is like, when I'm watching the dubbed episode, I'm like, this is amazing. The voices actually fit the characters, for starters. And that's something that you hardly ever get with dubbing. The voices have to fit the characters 100%. And in this case, they fit the characters, but not only do they fit the characters well. So I'm really impressed with that. But yeah, that's one thing that I'm enjoying. So that's pretty much my one that I'm liking. Sword Art Online Alicization, it's going a little slow. We're 3 episodes into that, and it's moving kind of glacially slow here. Other than that, I've seen Goblin Slayer. I don't really recommend it. If you're not into like hardcore anime, blood and violence, that is not an everybody anime series. Hell no. That's like Death Note for Death Note fanatics. But yeah, that is not a hardcore. No way in hell is that a hardcore fan. No way in hell. But yeah, out of the ones so far, I've only really watched Gridman and SAO. So those are what I've seen so far. That doesn't mean that I don't have any other ones that I haven't checked out yet. It just means that I haven't had a chance to, because I purposely wanted to watch Gridman and Sword Art Online. I've seen the first 2 seasons. I've seen basically everything but the movie so far, Ordinal Scale. That's the only thing I haven't seen. So I wanted to see Sword Art Online. That was, honest to God, that was what I was wanting to see. What anime type do you like the most? Mech, action adventure, fantasy, slice of life. There you go. I'm not a fan of sports. I can't stand those at all. Every single sports anime out there can bite me. Educational ones, no. Whatever the bleep Hop Team Epic falls under category-wise, forget it. There are some other genres that I like 1 or 2 of them out of. Like, I like Crayon Shin-Chan. I like Hunter x Hunter, but then again, that falls under action and adventure. What the hell was the one? I can't think of the one. There was another one that I liked. I can't think of what category it falls under, or even what the name of it was. I can picture it in my head, but I can't think of what the name of it was called. But I didn't mind that one. But, yeah, I just can't stand sports anime. And it's not like I haven't seen any. I've seen Overdrive, Prince of Tennis, Slam Dunk. I've seen the full view of these things. I can't stand them. Because it's like you need to know the sport in order to watch it. Even though they spoon feed you, oh, this is what the thing is in like episode 1 and 2, I still need to know the sport in order to watch it. I don't want to know the sport to watch it. That's my point. So yeah, I can't stand sports anime in any shape or form. Can't stand. I can't even stand sports anime or sports manga, I should say. I can't stand that either. That's saying something. Dream Pokemon game. Ooh, this is a good one. I'm actually planning on talking about this in a future video, but I can give you a small taste now. One of the things that I always wanted with a Pokemon game was the ability to choose your path for what you want to do, not having the set, oh, you're going to be a Pokemon trainer taking on the Elite Four. I always thought you should have a choice in the game. That basically starting off with the Pokemon you get at the start. Now, yes, I know you can choose from one of three, but I would rather choose one that is built around your personality. Like we had with Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, where you had to do a quiz to figure out what Pokemon you get. Now, yes, there are people that purposely, screwed up the quiz so they could get a certain Pokemon. I did the same thing. I wanted Pikachu. I'm not going to deny it. I wanted Pikachu so damn bad that I actually took the quiz like 3 or 4 times. Just kept restarting the game 3 or 4 times just to get Pikachu. It was worth it. I beat the game to the best of my ability to. Do I recommend it? No. But as far as Pokemon games go, open world, definitely. Being able to choose your own and your own starter based off of one that best suits your personality, stuff like that. That's what I feel should be a perfect Pokemon game. But that's only a taste. Because like I said, I do plan on doing a video about this further on down the road. So I can't delve into it completely here because I am working on it for another video. Let's see here. What kind of app could you develop? Probably none. I'm not intelligent enough to do apps, basically. But I mean, if I could develop one, I would probably do like either a diagnostic one for computers that you could hook up your, you hit the app and you can connect the cable that you use to charge it up to your computer, laptop, whatever, and you could diagnose an issue with it, because I think that would help out so many people, like amateurs, regular people at home, to know what they're dealing with computer-wise and issue-wise, and so many other people. It's something that I think that would help them out. Otherwise, yeah, that's about what I think. Anyway, it's honestly about all I could see. So there is that. Let's see. Anything else I could think of for that? Well, I'd probably either that or a game. Because there aren't that many good games out there. I mean, there are some that you get what you pay for with the free ones. I mean, you get a decent game, but there are just some that's pure garbage and like a waste of space. And those are the ones that I would really try to make something better out of, if I could. Like a decent role-playing game or an action game, something like that. Yeah, you're going to have ones with a lot of ads, but I try to find a way to balance the ads and the gameplay, because it's something that we don't have enough of. Because you have apps that have too many ads, or not enough ads and too much gameplay. And honestly, there's got to be a balance between the two if you're going to make it free. So for me, I would try to do a balance between the two of them. Mostly to just equalize the world, basically. So yeah, that's what I would do. Let's see here. What's the next one? Customizable robot model kits or pre-made action figures? Customizable robot model kits, because I could make something so cool I couldn't even imagine it. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Just make my own customizable robot model kit. Oh god, that'd be cool. I'd like that. Pre-made action figures is pretty much what we always get, like ones that already come in a box, I'm assuming is the question. They're fine, but if I could build my own toy, I'd rather build my own toy, because then I can make it the way I want to make it. So there's that. All-time favorite RPG. Golden Sun. For those of you that don't know what it is, I'm actually planning a review on it, though sadly I can't review the games themselves because I no longer have them. Due to financial strain and financial reasons, I sold them off so that I could pay bills, and unfortunately, finding another copy of these things is harder than finding the Holy Grail. And I mean by finding another copy, I mean finding another copy in one piece that still works and everything else. Now, I don't have an issue for like Dark Dawn because that was a DS game. So there's not really much of an issue. I'm talking about the original Game Boy Advance cartridge games because a lot of the batteries on those seem to be dying off rather quickly now. Yes, granted, I could just buy one and unscrew the cover and replace the battery and just go that route, but depending on if I'd really want to do that, whereas I'm just waiting for somebody to remake the damn thing into an actual proper game trilogy on one of your systems. The Switch, 3DS, take your pick. Somebody. Hell, put it out as an app. It'll work perfect as an app. All 3 games on an app. Okay? Because it's a turn-based game. You can select on the screen what you want to have the characters do. It's not that difficult. On an app. An app. Please, somebody. Put it on an app. Otherwise than that, Golden Sun's definitely my favorite. All 3 of them. The original and Lost Age definitely take top spot. Dark Dawn was okay. Honestly, I'm just going to say it. It felt a little weaker than the first 2. But it wasn't bad. I wish they would have came out with the freaking 4th one. And right now, I really wish there's a way I could play him again. Mostly because I just want to go back in and play him again. But yeah, there is that. But honestly, not a bad game. Second favorite would have to be Tales of Symphonia, because that was the second RPG I ever had. Yeah, that would have to be like the second or third RPG I really ever had, because it was really good. I cannot tell you how many times I spent playing that thing, going completely balls to the walls on it. I actually went through the main quest half a dozen times at least. I even did the secret side quest at the one point to get the ultimate powerful weapons, where you had to go and get all the shadow weapons, then take out the demon god of the shadow weapons, and then you had like unlimited power with the shadow weapons. And I was using those, just mowing down enemies left and right just to gain experience points to try to get that 10 times EXP thing that you can get when you restart the game again by having a clear file, so I could see if it would be possible to beat Yggdrasil at the one point in the game early, but it's like not, or at least that angel, I think, was it Yggdrasil or was it Michael, or I don't know, the angel that you battle after Kratos reveals, hey, I'm actually on their side and screw all you. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Otherwise, that's definitely something that I would probably... That's my second favorite RPG, without a doubt. Second favorite. All-time favorite anime/manga series. Anime, far too many to count. Manga series, Legends, Bakuman, Eyes, Aiken. I have them all in my box over here, technically. Oh, Christ. This is gonna kill me. Dot Hack, Legend of the Twilight was a good manga. The anime wasn't that great. What the hell? Legends, Bakuman, Eyes, Aiken. Oh, Pretty Face was good. That was a neat one. God, I so many of them. It's like, I have so many manga. It's majority of them are sitting in a box. Some of them I have that I want to get rid of just to trim down my collection a bit and they're like ones that I only got like maybe one or just like a couple volumes of, and I didn't really pick it up afterwards. But oh man, I can't think of the other ones. But they're all in my box over here, so yeah, that's all that. But as far as anime is concerned, there's like way too many. Gridman right now I'm loving, like you wouldn't believe. So that's like my current favorite one. One Piece is alright. It's in my top 10. Dragon Ball, the whole Dragon Ball series minus Kai and GT are in my top 10. Bleach I kind of dropped out of my top 10. I dropped Bleach and Naruto out of it. Naruto, it's always like on the cusp. Because like I kind of feel like, I could watch some of the clips from it again. And then, I don't really want to watch this anymore. Boruto isn't even in my top 10. It's good, but it's not top 10 worthy. I haven't really had a chance to watch a lot of it to really get 100% into it. So it's not even in my top 10. God, what else? Son of a... This is gonna drive me insane. Wait, it's gonna come to me. There's another one that I liked. Godanner's in my top 10. Rosafon's in my top 10. Ironically, Neon Genesis Evangelion's in my top 10, though it's sort of like a... I don't know if Rosafon would be considered the ripoff of that, or if Neon Genesis came out, was figured out before or after that. I know Rosafon came out after it, but I don't know which one was on the drawing board first, and then which one got... I know the one got approved after the other one. I know that for a fact. For anybody who starts commenting saying I'm ignorant towards anime, I know Neon Genesis Evangelion was out first. That I'm well aware of. I know that for a fact. So there is that. But as far as this one, I don't know if it was like the concept was created around the same time and it was just sitting on a desk somewhere waiting to be made. But Rosafon was a good one. Ride Back was good. Eden of the East was good. I really liked that one. Took me forever, mind you, though, to finally finish it because it doesn't end with the anime. You have to watch 2 movies afterwards for it to fully end, and it was worth it. But that was a good one. It was like 2 or 3. I think it was like 2 or 3, but either way, I finally finished it. I finished watching it. It was a miracle. I finished it. But yeah, there was that. God, what else? What else was there? Oh, it's gonna drive me insane. I can't think of it. There was another good one that I liked. Oh, Escryad. That's what it was. Escryad. Dot Hack Sign. Big O. Like I said, there's a lot of them that are in my top 10. To be honest with you. So, yeah. Okay, favorite DBZ character or characters? I actually can split this up between the male and the female ones. So, favorite male Dragon Ball Z characters. Goku, Gohan, and Krillin. Vegeta is in my top 5, but he's like literally number 5. Because I can think of somebody much better than him to be number 4. Goku's always going to be my favorite. Because he can always just show up at the last second, and despite everything that's happening around him, I mean, the world could be coming to an end, he will pull the strength out of somewhere to save the day and save the people he cares about. And that's the one thing I always admire about Goku. Gohan's the same way. Granted, though, he was always shy about fighting. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to actually fight unless he had to. And that was something else that was really cool. And Krillin I just like because he can do the Destructo Disc. That is like a kick-ass move. So yeah, those are my male favorite ones. Female, Android 18 and Videl are tied for top spot with me. Honestly, those two tied for number 1. Though I kind of like Android 18 a little more, but they are both tied for number 1. Number 2 would be Chi-Chi, and number 3 would be Bulma, but then again, they often swap back and forth because Bulma scares the crap out of me sometimes. Launch, because she was in one scene of Z, and yes, she was in one scene of Z, when she was helping to give her energy to Goku to form the Spirit Bomb while facing off against Kid Buu. So she's like pretty far down, because she was in, like I said, she was in there. But yeah, there aren't that many female fighters in this, are there? That's kind of sad. I just realized that. But yeah, those are my favorite characters. Yeah, but I mean, if we're talking like Dragon Ball entirely, Android 18 still is number one. Videl is like really, she's tied for number one, if not number two, but she's definitely tied for number one. Then you got Bulma, Chi-Chi constantly swapping between second and third place. If we're going with the entirety of all the Dragon Ball series, Launch, and well, that would include Super then too. So, Califlulia, the female Saiyan from Universe 6, not the one that can go Broly like the other one. Yeah, so those would be my favorites. Other than that, yeah, it's about it. But otherwise, I mean, it's a decent list. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it is. It's a decent list. There is that. Okay. If I didn't have to work, what would my perfect day be like? Oh. If I didn't have to work, what would my perfect day be like? I would sleep till 10. Unless I'm helping somebody out with something, I would sleep till 10. I would play some games on my tablet. I'd watch some TV. I would go on Twitter, YouTube, or just go to the movies if there wasn't anything good on the watch on TV. I just wanted to go to the movies. Wow. Build some model kits probably. Organize my trading cards. There's so much I would do. But a perfect day though, I would sleep till 10. Play on my tablet for a little while, watch some YouTube videos. Just basically relax is what my perfect day would be like. I really wouldn't do much of anything. I would just sit on a chair and just let all my cares melt away on the chair. That's what my day would be like, to be honest with you. That would be it. Okay. Let's see here. And I apologize for my scratching and a little itchy today. What kind of YouTube videos do I watch? DIY stuff, because I always like that. Let's see here. Some neat animated things like Level Up, Lock Channel, clips from shows like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball clips, Rick and Morty clips, any episodes of stuff that's up on YouTube, stuff like that. Whose channels do you like watching? Ah, that's cool. The 8-Bit Guy and LGR seem to be frequenting towards a lot. Pat the NES Punk's going because I like his Flea Market Madness videos and the clips from the Completely Unnecessary podcast. What other channels? I mean, I have so many of them that I have like subscribed to, but those are the top ones that I keep going to all the time. Oh, DIY Perks guy, him too. Vault Matrix. Yeah, there's just like so many of them I just keep flocking to lately. I mean, I have like a whole list of ones that I'm subscribed to. I don't even watch half of them. I gotta go in there sometimes and go through those channels and figure out, but is this really worth watching anymore? And try to whittle and wean them down to a smaller list because I have so many of them it isn't funny. But yeah, those are some of the channels I like watching. And those are the channels that I do watch too. My favorite app or apps. Oh, okay. Well, I like Webtoons. It's a comic app that you can read comics on. That's where I've been reading Let's Play, Super Secret, Hardcore Leveling Warrior. Ones I'm planning to do reviews on because they are so cool to read. Not to mention the whole app is neat. There's like a whole bunch of comics you can read in there. Most of them seem like they're like manga form, but they're really good, really interesting. You keep seeing, I keep getting like clips every now and then, commercials and ads on YouTube. In fact, that's how I actually got into it in the first place, so it's actually worth checking out. It's Webtoons. You can check it out. No, that is not product placement. They did not sponsor this. This is honestly just one of my favorite apps right now. I love that app. Contest of Champions, Puzzles and Dragons, Sword Art Online, Integral Factor. It's like 4 apps that I really love the most right now. That's it. The rest of the apps I have is like diagnostic repair for my tablet. I got like 2 or 3 of those. Because I do one for like basic stuff, one for... Oh, no, I only have 2. That's right, I replaced the one. I only have 2. I got a battery checker that checks and repairs and defrags my battery, which actually does work. I want to stress that. Because when I first tried it, the battery was... When it got down to like 35%, it would jump itself straight down to like 2%. Now, it gets down to 32, anywhere from 32 to 30%, and then it drops down to like 1%. So it's actually pretty worth it, I will say. Plus, it has extended the time that my battery is more active, so that is good. Well, at least that was the one that I had, and I deleted it, and I can't remember what the name of it was or find it again, which sucks, because it was a really good app. But there is that. That was one. Let's see, that's about it. I mean, I have a Google Translate now that I can finally see what some of my Japanese stuff says. Thank you so much, by the way, Google, for being able to finally give me a way to read the one manga I have in Japanese in English so I can finally see what it says, or at least a general idea of what it says, so I can finally have some closure as to how Aiken ended. And what's funny is that when I bought the manga, that very volume I had to buy, it was volume 18 because it was never released here in the US yet. When I bought it, I actually asked the person, I said, I'm buying it from you anyway. So I just want to stress this. I'm already buying it from you. Can you tell me how it ends? I don't read kanji. I just want to know, how does it end? We don't know how it ends. We just sell the stuff. Crack it open. Turn to the last couple pages and tell me how it ends. I bought the damn thing from you anyway. The least you can do is just tell me how it is. I don't read kanji. It has been sitting in the box. I looked at it, but it has been sitting in my box because I can't read it. Thank you. Because I had to find it for some picture I found online that I wanted to know what it says. I'm like, there's got to be an app that I can translate this stuff. And I found it, I downloaded it, and I've used it multiple times. And it's like, good, this works. It at least gives me a general idea as to what it says. Now, granted, with all translation apps, there's always that modicum of error, and there's always a general, like, 1% to 2% error that you're always going to get, because no translation is ever perfect. But at least I have some idea as to what it says. I just have yet to pull the book out, have my tablet at the same time, and go, book, tablet. Ooh, that's what you say. Because I'd have to do it for every single page. And that's going to be a problem. But that's one idea that I have yet to do. But, yeah. That's my, one of my favorite apps. So there's that. Alright, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Mystery questions. I got here, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 mystery questions that were submitted at the last moment via the email. I found them yesterday. I did not forget. Okay. What is your favorite color? Yellow. I think I said that in the last one, but it's yellow. Pick 2 superheroes. Which one will win and why? Ooh, okay. Iron Man? And I'm gonna go with Green Lantern. I'll pick one from each of the warring fractions. Even though there are 2 that I technically think should team up. But I'll go with that. So Iron Man, hands down, will win. While yes, Green Lantern does have his power ring. He does have the lantern battery. He has the unlimited power of using his will and his mind to create anything he wants to squash Iron Man's armor. Iron Man can outthink him. Willpower alone, while good, cannot defeat intelligence and strategy. Okay, you can create a bat. Okay, all I gotta do is figure out something to destroy the bat. Or figure out a way to dodge your bat swing. It's, the construct that you make with the power ring is only as powerful as your willpower. So if you have a stronger sense of will, you're gonna kick the other person's ass. Plus, Iron Man has already proven he can take on mystical foes like Thor, Loki, many of them that use magic like the Mandarin, Fin Fang Foom. So many of them that have already used magic, he's whooped their asses, so he'll win, hands down. Okay. If I could take a trip around a world trip, or if I could take a world trip, where would I go? Since I already said Japan, I have to pick another place. Haha. Alright, so with Japan off the table, I'd probably go with Australia. Mostly because I just kind of want to... And no, I'm not going to say, oh, you saw Crocodile Dundee, you just want to go down there. No. I actually kind of just want to see what the outback looks like. See the coral reefs. See the koala's natural habitat. Stuff like that. So, yeah, Australia. Okay. What is your favorite car? Alright. This is getting fun. So, my mom had a Sable, Mercury Sable, loved that car to death. Fact be, if the transmission wouldn't have died on it, we'd probably still have that car. I loved that car. That car and I were like one. You ever hear that melding of man and machine? That's what we were. We were literally anything. If it wasn't feeling well, I wasn't feeling well. If it was like being repaired, I was a complete and total wreck until it came back. We were like a symbiotic pair. So long as it was alright, I was alright. That's how it worked. I loved that car. When the transmission went, I was so heartbroken because we could have got it fixed, but due to circumstances far beyond our control, and I do mean that, far beyond our control, we weren't able to get it fixed, so we had to say goodbye to it. It got taken away from us then, but I do miss it. Fact be, one goal I kind of have, if I would ever get the money up, yeah, that's a good joke. If I'd ever get rich enough to do this, that's a good one. If I'd ever get rich enough, the one thing I would love to do would be to find a 2001 Mercury Sable, because that's what it was an 01, and I would want to soup this thing up. Digital LED dashboard, different style of shifter, because it was an automatic, it's a different style shifter. It was on the ground. I'd like a push button one, or one that I can control, like a touch screen that would shift it. I would definitely want to go with really sweet radio, nicer seats, like a bucket type racing seat that you could fit into with no problem. A steering wheel sort of like from the Knight Rider car. Yeah, so that's that. That's like one of my favorite cars. The other one would honestly be the Knight Rider car, because that Knight Rider car just kicked ass. That was so cool when that came out. I love that car. But yeah, all-time favorite though, still going to be the Sable until I find something else. But, practical car, Sable. Fantasy car that was on TV, Knight Rider. I love the Knight Rider car. Cannot tell you how much I love that Knight Rider car. Even that crappy Knight Rider 3000 movie that David Hasselhoff did. Still kind of like the car. I'm sorry. I still like the car. Let's see. What season do you like best? Springtime. Because it's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just perfect. Fall, it gets too cold too quickly. Summertime, you run the risk of it getting way too hot, having far too much rain. Springtime, it is perfect. It is not too cold, it is not too hot. The weather is a nice, right around 70-degree mark. It is perfect. The winds are usually at a nice low pace, unless you're having like a massive windstorm coming through. It is perfect in springtime. The trees and that are just starting to come into bloom, so you have all the nice foliage coming around. It is just so beautiful. It's springtime. So springtime is my all-time favorite. Finally, because this video is a little over my estimated goal mark here. Okay. Pick 2, and yes, this was an actual typo, by the way. I did notice it, but I left it in. So look, I'm going to show you quickly. I did leave it in, because I was going to put it correct, but I did leave it in. So, I did leave it in. Pick 2 Digamons. Which would win and why? I'm assuming it's supposed to be Digimon. Yes, Digimon. Okay, so pick 2 Digimon. Which one would win and why is the question, right? Yes, okay, which would win and why? Okay, so picking 2 Digimon. Wargreymon and, believe it or not, Emperor Greymon. Those are 2 of my favorites. I could have said Susanomon and Alphamon, but let's face it, that would literally just be a Blue Ball Festival, because there's no way those 2 would ever fight. And if they would, it would just be, no one would survive it anyway. They would just destroy each other, and most of us along with it. At least for Wargreymon and Emperor Greymon, it would be a decent fight. Wargreymon would have an advantage, but Emperor Greymon, I think, would edge out in the end. Mostly because of the techniques that Emperor Greymon can do. Now, each Digimon has like 2 techniques that they can do. Wargreymon's is his Terra Force technique, and there's also the Great Tornado. Emperor Greymon has Dragonfire Crossbow and Pyro Dragons. Both of which are extremely cool, but Pyro Dragons might edge him out because, as seen in Digimon Frontier, he could actually, Frontier. He could actually slam the sword into the ground, and they could come out, grab onto the opponent, then he could use the leftover energy to push himself off, lift up the sword, and slice his opponent. So that would be the finishing blow, in my opinion. But Dragonfire Crossbow definitely would have an upper hand on this, because that is a kick-ass move. But Wargreymon would definitely put up a good fight. Mostly because of his armor, the Draymon Destroyers, just the fact that he could bust out his shield and probably block the Dragonfire Crossbow half a dozen times. It would be a fight to the finish. Not only that, but as seen in the Digimon movie Part 2, the second part of the 3... Okay, let me rephrase it. The original Digimon movie was 3 parts. When it came over to the US, all 3 parts were slammed together into a... well, you know. But what's interesting about it is that you could actually watch the movie as it was. So each individual part, the one I'm thinking of is our War Games, when they took on Diaboromon, and Diaboromon destroyed both of the Draymon Destroyers, and Wargreymon was using his bare hand to, launch a Terra Force attack. That would honestly still be a possibility, because you figure the Draymon Destroyers could be destroyed by Emperor Greymon, thereby making them useless. The shield could be destroyed, and Wargreymon's literally just using the energy in his bare hands to try to attack Emperor Greymon. That's why I said it would be a kick-ass fight, regardless, but I think Emperor Greymon would edge it over in the end. Not by much, mind you, but it would definitely be one hell of a fight to see. But, I mean, if we want to talk about one that's just going to be a complete wipeout of everything in existence, Susanomon and Alphamon, because nothing survived in that fight. Nothing at all. Alright, and that's going to do it. That's the last question I have. That's it. Thanks, everybody, for submitting your questions, and I'm just going to make this announcement right now. Let me pull up my calendar here quick. Okay, so the next Q&A video is I want to try to do one for November. So, you know what? Let's just make this simple. Next Q&A video. Please have any and all questions in by... you know what? I'll be generous on this one. have all your questions in between the 23rd and 24th of November. That's right. So while you're eating Thanksgiving dinner, think up some questions that you'd like to ask me. Remember, no more than 10 questions per person, and yeah, we're going to make this a monthly thing. This is a lot of fun. I gotta admit, I'm having a blast with this. I'm having a massive blast with this. So, between the 23rd and 24th of November, think up your questions. 24th is the actual cutoff. I will record it then that week, the week of the 25th, and I will work on uploading it. So, there you go. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and thank you for submitting your questions for the Q&A. Or as I like to call it, you ask them, I'll answer them. Thanks, everybody, for all your questions, for all your submissions, and thank you so much, by the way, for viewing the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel.